class, and I raise my hand for what has to be the 20th time today, I hear an audible groan from behind me, a groan that, for me, personifies the entirety of my middle school experience. Throughout elementary and middle school, or at least my elementary and middle school, it's cool to be smart, but not too smart. Ask questions, but not too many questions. Speak up, but not too loudly. From ages 10 to 13, I am frequently called a know-it-all, try-hard, teacher's pet, etc., etc. My reaction to this is confrontation, but in the form of self-betterment. My thought process on this is somewhere along the lines of, maybe if I just keep going up, they won't be able to reach me, or at the very least, they'll get tired of my persistence. Instead of dumbing myself down, I just keep proving them right. Too oblivious to realize these things are genuinely intended to hurt me, I just keep raising my hand. That ache in my bicep means that I'm trying, which means I'm succeeding. By the time I reach 8th grade, I am walking around campus as if I am a 30-year-old woman being forced to cohabitate and mingle with children. In my mind, I may as well be transported around campus on a throne being carried by 4 men. I will do anything to get out. And by anything, I mean all of my homework and a lot of sucking up to teachers. I view my peers as below me, an unreasonable and arrogant thought, but what else could you expect from a 12-year-old know-it-all try-hard teacher's pet? I view the defining line between them and me is I want to be there and they don't, a debatably unsolvable flaw in the public school system. I'm in a learning environment that is not conducive to successful learning. So, I write my mom a persuasive essay convincing her to allow me to apply to Mission Vista High School, a place where everyone who attends has to work to get in, so they must want to be there. I am very grateful that I have the privilege to go to a school as wonderful as this one. From personal experience and observation, I have witnessed this student body possess more passion and ferocity than I could have wished for from any other school that is readily available to me. But I may be biased. However, I'm aware that not everyone is as lucky as the students of Mission Vista or the other great schools in our district. High school is a place we need to be, but not always a place we want to be. Apathy is popular and silence is comfortable. 4 years later, in a whole new environment, I'm still being met by the same people I went to the school to get away from. It's 80-20, a universal ratio, but a rule that states roughly 20% of the people in any given group will do the entirety of the work. A common reason I hear from my peers being comfortable in complacency is a lack of resources. There aren't any clubs they like, and if they do like a club, their friends won't go with them, so they choose not to join. The classes we are forced to take don't match their interests. I implore everyone who's ever thought this way, myself included, to make your own resources, forge your own ground. Go to that club meeting alone and make friends with the first person you see because you already know you have something in common. Passion should not be put on the back burner as you wait for opportunities to come to you. Use your passion as a driving force to fulfill goals, create things, or to simply participate in something with like-minded people. Today, as I stand before you, I understand that many of these things I preach are often easier said than done. I cannot waltz into someone's life and say, hey, do these things and do it this way. That's not how people work, but as a member of the 20, I find it very difficult to leave the 80 be. All of these things considered, my passion lies in education. From ages 4 or 5 up until we are 18, our full-time job is to go to school. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I can do a few things, but I'm not necessarily good at them. I play guitar, I write, check out my blog. There's a stint where I crocheted a bit, but finding what I was great at took time and effort. Freshman year, I remember having a conversation with one of my friends and saying, I don't really have any talents, and him responding with, you're good at school. He's right, I am good at school, but I'm beyond dissatisfied with that answer. After high school, that would most likely fade and I would be left empty-handed. Then, after an absurd amount of thought and deliberation, I come to a now obvious conclusion. I can be a teacher. I mean, come on. A fulfilling career, 100-hour work weeks, and a beginning salary that is just above poverty level. Who wouldn't want that? I believe that if there's one thing my 12-year-old self and I can agree on, it's that we have an incessant desire for answers. I want to be a teacher because even today I want to help students connect. But no matter what, someone will be disconnected. It's 80-20. I must ask myself, how will I use this to benefit the next generation of learners? How can I appease both that hand raiser and those whom I perceive as complacent? I don't know that 80%, and how dare I label them as complacent. One thing I often remind myself of is that teachers are there for the students. They're there because of the students. Teachers, past, present, and future, are not there for either the 80 or the 20, but for the cohesive whole. In an attempt to unite these numbers, I'm doing the exact opposite. These numbers that I've either grouped myself with or separated myself from my entire life are just ways for me to categorize my peers. Originally, I was going to leave you with the question, are you 80 or are you 20? But instead, I will, in teacher fashion, leave you with an assignment. I want you to pay attention to both the 80 and the 20 within yourself. They're both there, I promise. I want you to attempt to attend to both that hand raiser and that audible groan. And it just might teach one of you something.